The Oscars, formerly known as the Academy Awards, have long been a hallmark of achievement in the film industry, representing a pinnacle of recognition for actors, directors, and filmmakers. However, the path to receiving an Oscar is often fraught with controversy and debate, particularly when it comes to the criteria and processes that determine who is deemed worthy of such an honor. One particularly notable instance of controversy arose with Andrea Riseborough's nomination for Best Actress, a case that became emblematic of broader discussions about fairness, representation, and the influence of Hollywood's power dynamics. Andrea Riseborough's nomination was unexpected and caught many industry observers and critics by surprise. Her role in an independent film, which had limited box office success and was largely absent from the typical awards circuit, seemed an unlikely candidate for such a prestigious accolade. While the film received critical acclaim, it did not garner the widespread attention typically associated with Oscar contenders. As a result, her nomination sparked immediate debate within the industry and among the public, raising questions about how nominations are secured and what factors truly influence the decision-making process. Central to the controversy was the perception that Riseborough's nomination was largely the result of an aggressive grassroots campaign. This campaign was reportedly supported by several influential figures within Hollywood, including well-known actors and industry insiders who used their platforms and connections to promote Riseborough's performance. This raised questions about the integrity of the nomination process, with critics arguing that such campaigns might violate the Academy's rules regarding lobbying and campaigning. These rules are intended to ensure a fair and unbiased selection process, free from undue influence by powerful industry players. The controversy surrounding Riseborough's nomination also brought to light broader issues of diversity and representation within the Oscars. Some observers noted that prominent black actresses, who were considered strong contenders for nominations, were overlooked in favor of Riseborough. This exclusion sparked conversations about the racial dynamics of the awards and whether similar grassroots campaigns would be feasible or effective for actors of color. The absence of these actresses from the nominations underscored ongoing concerns about inclusivity and fairness in the film industry, prompting calls for greater transparency and reform in the awards process. Despite the backlash and an investigation by the Academy into the campaigning tactics used, Riseborough's nomination was not revoked. The Academy acknowledged concerns about the process but ultimately allowed her nomination to stand. This decision prompted further debate about the criteria for deserving recognition and the influence of industry power dynamics on award nominations. It also raised questions about the role of campaigning in the Oscars and whether the current rules and regulations are sufficient to ensure a level playing field for all contenders. The controversy surrounding Andrea Riseborough's nomination serves as a reminder of the complex and often contentious nature of the Oscars. It highlights the challenges of ensuring a fair and equitable process while also recognizing the diverse talents within the industry. As the film industry continues to evolve, these discussions about representation, fairness, and merit will likely remain central to the ongoing discourse surrounding the Oscars and other major awards. The incident also underscores the need for the Academy to continually reassess its policies and practices to ensure that they reflect the values of diversity and inclusivity that are increasingly important to audiences and industry professionals alike. In the broader context, the Riseborough controversy is part of a larger conversation about the role of awards in the film industry and the ways in which they can both reflect and shape cultural narratives. As the industry grapples with issues of representation and equity, the Oscars and other major awards will continue to be scrutinized for how they acknowledge and celebrate the wide array of voices and stories that make up the cinematic landscape. This ongoing dialogue is essential for fostering a more inclusive and representative industry that honors the full spectrum of talent and creativity. Moreover, the incident has prompted discussions about the future of the Oscars and the potential for reform. Some have called for changes to the nomination process to ensure greater transparency and accountability, while others have advocated for a more diverse and inclusive voting body that better reflects the demographics of the industry and its audience. These discussions are part of a broader movement within Hollywood to address systemic inequalities and promote greater diversity and inclusion at all levels of the industry. Ultimately, the controversy surrounding Andrea Riseborough's nomination serves as a catalyst for important conversations about the values and priorities of the film industry. It challenges the Academy and its members to reflect on the criteria they use to evaluate performances and to consider how they can better support and recognize the diverse talents that contribute to the art of filmmaking. As the industry continues to evolve, these conversations will be crucial in shaping a more equitable and inclusive future for the Oscars and the film industry as a whole.